Hello my faithful faggots. My name is Drew Pickles, the gayest man in the universe, and today I'm going to explain to you why I declined playing the role of Luke Skywalker in the movie Star Wars. At the time that Star Wars was being made in the 70s, it was a milestone moment for George Lucas and myself, Drew Pickles. George Lucas was still pretty much an inexperienced movie writer and director, although he had some moderate success with DHX 1138 and American Graffiti. Having managed to get 20th Century Fox to back the movie, thus making Star Wars George Lucas's chance to show the world that he can handle a full-budget movie project, he needed to tread very carefully in regards to making a movie that will blitz the box office, especially since science fiction was considered a risky and not too profitable genre. One of the biggest challenges for George Lucas was that he needed a good cast. While he had Harrison Ford from American Graffiti, Lucas had to scout around Hollywood to look for fresh-faced talent to fill the roles of some of the young major characters, including Princess Leia and Luke Skywalker. I was one of the guys who was successful in landing the part before Mark Hamill was ultimately picked up. Before I was selected, I was a young go-getter who was fresh out of film school, and I had been to many film schools, having raped my swell way through all the classes and participated in many student gay rights movies, in-screen and especially off-screen. Ha ha ha. The gay porno industry was virtually non-existent when I graduated from film school, and I refused to even go 50 yards in the vicinity of an exposed vagina. I decided to go to a talent agency to see if I can get a role in a gay rights documentary, and a few days later I was called by my agent to see if I would be interested in a role in a sci-fi movie. Being a young faggot who was looking to get his feet and cock wet in acting, I decided, man, what the hell? I'll probably get discovered by starting in a cheap sci-fi movie. I paid a visit to George Lucas and I was instantly drafted as Star Wars leading man. Being George Lucas's first major film project, he would ask for input from cast and crew for improvements to the script. Being given the role of Luke Skywalker, I had a chance to give George Lucas all sorts of swell improvements to the movie, but ultimately very little to none of my ideas were considered. Here are just a few rejected ideas that ultimately led me to quit starring in the film. While I enjoyed the idea of being a young farm boy living in a desert planet who would have his life changed by 2 droids and ultimately start a quest to be a Jedi Knight, and this quest would lead him to cross paths with the Galactic Empire, I would have wanted the premise of the film to be a sort of gay erotic awakening of a young man who has reached homosexual maturity, and he would fly to different worlds and have hot steamy sweaty bum sex with 2 queer aliens. One thing I hated about this movie was the character Princess Leia. I always hated the idea of having a potential love interest who was a female. If I written Star Wars, I would have the stormtroopers blow the skank to bits rather than stunning her, or have Darth Vader choke the bitch to death. There was supposed to be a scene where me and my best friend Biggs were talking about our future plans, and Biggs would tell me that he would join the Empire, but his ultimate plan was to join the Empire so he could meet up with and join the Rebel Alliance, and from there I would say goodbye to Biggs and wish him luck. But I really wanted to give Biggs a goodbye rape, like your mustache tickles. It feels like I'm getting my boobs brushed when you blow my 300-mile-long cock. If Uncle Owen sees us fucking, I'm gonna get it. I say bring the old cunt on. Suck my cock. I'm gonna miss coming in your mouth as much as you're gonna miss chugging my load. Bag. That was swell. In the scene where we bought the droid C-3PO and R2-D2, I took them to the garage so I would clean them, but I wanted to give C-3PO an erotic sponge bath rather than lowering him into an oil bath. I would have slowly rubbed the oil over 3PO's golden body, and then, having lost all composure, I would rip my cock out of my pants and rape 3PO's golden bum like hiring Anthony Daniels to give the sexy droid his feminine voice was the best idea George Lucas ever had. He truly was a man of his time. Using your over 600 million forms of communication as dildos. So this is how Gundam's moan when getting butt fucked. The love screams of those Monday calamaris really break the fourth wall. Those sexy blue ortolan bum boys make a great size when they reach orgasm. Like I'm gonna do on 3PO's body. Prepare to house 3 million permanent residents in your golden asshole, bitch. Bag. That was swell. George Lucas wanted to build leads to the idea that Luke Skywalker would fall in love with Princess Leia by having Luke gape at a hologram of Princess Leia begging for help, while R2 is projecting the hologram. But I really wanted to add some comedy elements to the scene by having me beat the hologram with my 300-mile-long cock like turn this god-awful monstrosity off this instant. As your new master, I demand you project some poopy mega bum gay porn this instant. Then R2 would change the hologram to the requested gay porno, and it would have Grand Moff Tarkin giving Darth Vader a hand job. Then me and 3PO do a search for R2, who had escaped last night so he could complete his mission, and then we get attacked by the Sand People, and then Ben Kenobi comes comes to scare away the Sand People, but instead I would take on the Sand Niggers all by myself with my pee penis like I mean Sand People who gives a flying dildos. Both are scavengers using them to put as anal lube using your gaffy sticks as dildos. Yo 3PO, can you translate this? What do you reckon this sand faggot is moaning to suck my cock? Not prepared to be turned to glass by my hot sticky man juices. Bag. That was swell. Having gone to Ben Kenobi / Obi-Wan Kenobi's house, he will show me my father's lightsaber and tell me how my father was a great Jedi Knight until Darth Vader killed him, but it would have been more swell if Lucas followed my idea of grasping our raging boners and using them as swords. Also, it would be swell if the story would be about Darth Vader raping my father and having my father have a massive grin from getting butt raped on his face before he died. I'll say this about George Lucas's vision. Having Harrison Ford play a steamy, sweaty, mega bum sexy ass smuggler called Han Solo was one of the moments that made me wish that I never left the movie. Same goes for Han Solo's equally steamy, sweaty, mega bum sexy ass Wookiee co-pilot Chewbacca. When designing Chewbacca and the Wookiee race itself, there were suggestions going back and forth on what Chewbacca would look like. I originally suggested that Chewbacca would be entirely leather-cladded, so that he would look like a gimp. But Lucas didn't like the idea, so it was decided that Chewie would be a completely naked, hairy, barking humanoid. Fair enough, at least he's naked. In the scene where me and Obi-Wan Kenobi enter the canteen, I act precisely to find a pilot to take us to Alderaan. I really wanted to explore the sexual pleasure of raping foreign assholes from many different worlds. Like so many alien cocks ripping through so many alien assholes. Do you come here often? What's your sign? Swinging my penis around the joint. Oops. I just cut off Pondu Baba's arm with my cock / lightsaber using Pondu Baba's severed arm as a dildo. The blood makes great anal lube. Now time to give these aliens a round of my man milkshakes. Drinks on the house. Bag. That was swell. I wanted to do a small change to the scene which Han Solo and Greedo are having a stand-off in the cantina, so that the stand-off would be a jerk-off contest, like Han's shot first. Now about the design of the Millennium Falcon. The design of the Millennium Falcon was not finalized until near the end of the film, and I had the idea that the Millennium Falcon would be in the shape of a silver shiny angular dildo. George said that the script called for the Millennium Falcon to be aged and run down. This was no problem. I just took said silver shiny angular dildo and gave it a play like you want aged and run down. I'll give you aged and run down. I go through 200 of these dildos every day, and I showed George the poopy and blood-covered dildo. The angular design was not used for the Millennium Falcon after all, but the design would be used for the Imperial Star Destroyers and to some extent, the X-Wing fighters. This brings back memories of the Death Star design. George Lucas loved my idea of having a planet-sized sausage-like structure with the moon-sized spheres dangling down at the back. Yes, the Death Star would have looked like a giant penis complete with the balls floating in space. But there was not enough money in the budget to design a sexy weapon of terror with such goopy detail and complexity. So instead we scaled back on the Death Star, so that it would be one testicle. Either way, I still get a raging boner seeing it. If I knew that George was going to do special editions of Star Wars, I would have recommended a new scene, where Princess Leia would have been transported back to the planet Alderaan before Grand Moff Tarkin orders the Death Star's super laser to fire on the planet. During the scene, where I'm testing my lightsaber skills by deflecting laser blasts while having a blast shield covering my eyes, I wanted to have a totally better game called Guess the Sausage. In Guess the Sausage I would be naked except for the helmet with the blast shield down, and I would have my bum raped by my bum buddies, and I would guess whose cock is raping me like flaccid and winkly. It must be Obi-Wan Kenobi, long and hairy, definitely Chewbacca. Either someone has gotten a sausage out of the freezer or it's 3PO's cold metal golden cock. While reading the script I had noticed that all the events leading to the capture of the Millennium Falcon by the Death Star up to our escape from the garbage crusher was extremely slow paced at best, so I recommended that all the events could be done faster with a lot more action and suspense by having me, Han Solo Han Solo and Chewbacca ripped down to our birthday suits and speed rape our way through the entire Death Star infiltration and escape scenes like get up in our way, you sexy stormtrooper faggots. Making the voice in the control room. Making the computer terminal to find the tractor beam. There's the master. Making Obi-Wan Kenobi. The first of my gunshot will be with you. Always. Make that last well in the bum. I'm giving Han Solo a blowjob because I'm bored. Where to say that the princess is held at detention block A23. Do we have to rescue the snake? I guess we better. The reward would be in the 4-star destroyer full of dildos. Meg, that last well. Now we're making our way to the detention block. We're more driven guns and stormtrooper armor without pants and 1 to 2 coming coming your way. Making out in the elevator. This is not gonna work. This is our floor. We're taking sting up your asshole. Once you have. Okay, the rape is understood. Looking for the damn princess bitch. While masturbating, I found the bitch. Better not her out before my penis gets flax and smack. Be thankful that I don't kill you. Smack. She's up like a leg and I'm masturbating to keep my boner from drooping to the ground. Sweet Dillis. We're trapped by stormtroopers. Someone's gotta stain our skins. Get into the garbage chute, fly boy. Now we're in this room full of garbage and we're submerged in stinky garbage lards. Something just grabbed my legs. Now I'm making the dino. The walls are closing in on us. Using my 300-mile-long erection to bridge the walls. Use my tongue to blow a hole in the walls. Meg, that last swell. There was a scene during the Death Star escape where me and Princess Spoiled Bitch Leia would be unable to go on because of a bridgeless chasm, and having shot the control panel we could not extend the bridge to cross said chasm. I was having a hard time deciding whether to do a pocket rocket jump or use my 300-mile-long cock to pole vault across the chasm. Either one would involve using both hands and I would have to leave the fucking princess behind to the mercy, or lack of it, of the stormtroopers. But we only had a few days of shooting left, so Lucas decided to just give me a grappling hook and make me swing across the chasm with the damn slut Leia. And in the final escape scene, where Obi-Wan Kenobi is fighting Darth Vader in their final duel in which Obi-Wan Kenobi sacrifices himself so that we can escape, I would recommend a more Sweller fight in which Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader are grasping mastodonic raging boners and fusing said boners to have a sword fight to the death, while I masturbate over this final battle from the safety of the Millennium Falcon's doorway like and as Darth Vader gives Obi-Wan Kenobi a turkey slap that ultimately kills him, I will be shot out of composure seeing my poopy mentor get cut down by Darth Vader's synth stain cock, and I would ejaculate a truckload of my love pudding over the stormtroopers and Darth Vader like Meg, that last well. And while the stormtroopers are having massive orgies with Darth Vader, we'll use the opportunity to make our escape from the Death Star. I didn't have much to add to George Lucas's work involving the swell X-Wing dogfights with the TIE fighters and the Death Star trench run. But I did put forward some idea for my do-or-die attack run down the trench. I would be ready to fire my photon torpedoes towards the exhaust port, but I realized that I had already used up all my photon torpedoes, so instead I will eject from my X-Wing and masturbate like how to stay on target, how to stay on target, how to it's away, and a huge wad of my cum will launch from my cock and it will fly into the exhaust port and cause the Death Star to explode in a swell mixture of pyrotechnics and my manly fluids, of which will cover the planet Yavin and the entire rebel base. I was told by Lucas, if he was to make a sequel to Star Wars then he would explore the idea of having a snow-covered planet as a rebel base. But the main reason why I left my role as Luke Skywalker is because I was reading some early scripts to Star Wars. George Lucas told me that he had a much more longer story involving the Jedi Order, a Galactic Republic, a Jedi Prophecy, the origins of the Empire, and how Darth Vader became cladded in a life support suit, but instead he had to make a more shorter story based on his original script. I took a few days to read the whole script and I found something about my character having a long-lost twin sister and that motherfucking skank Princess Leia was said twin sister. I screamed out no, and I asked Lucas that why the flying dildos would you give me a curse that is a sister? I hate all females like the plague. And Lucas said that it was something I wanted to explore if I had a chance to make more Star Wars movies, but who knows how this movie will go. But the idea of having a sister, even an on-screen sister, was still disgusting to a raging faggot like me, and I suggested to Lucas, couldn't I have Han Solo as my long-lost bum brother instead? We could defeat the Galactic Empire and then me and Han Solo would fly into the sunset while giving each other hand jobs. George Lucas said, absolutely not, you sick faggot. So I told Lucas to find another bum boy to play Luke Skywalker and I left. And that was how I was once in Star Wars for a little while. Still, I'm really stoked that Star Wars was a smash hit and it spawned all those swell sequels and prequels despite the fact that I was not in the original movie that started it all. Anyways, I gotta run. Barney is masturbating on the couch and I wanna swallow his cum as it sprays from his purple love pole. See you later, my swell sexy faggots.